Hello, coin collectors out there. It's Dylan from the Big D Coins channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you my 1930s Mercury Dimes, also known as the Winged Liberty Head coins. I'm also going to explain how to grade those and what to look for when trying to determine the value of your Mercury dime. So Mercury dimes were made from 1916 to 1945. Previous to the Mercury dime, we had the Barber dime. So that's what this one is right here. This one's dated 1915, so it would have been the last year that the Barber dime was made. So we can get that out of the shot now that you know what preceded the Mercury dime. So the ones I have right here are from 1935 until 1939. Now these are 90% silver, and the value of these coins is really going to fluctuate depending on the condition of the coin, as well as the mint mark. So the real key date is the 1916 Denver Mint. That had the lowest mintage, and it's really the most valuable one. It's super rare. There are only 264,000 of those 1916 Denver Mints made, and those range in value from $950 on the low end up to $30,000. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those with me here. I actually do have a 1916 that's in my collection, but it is not the Denver Mint. It doesn't have a mint mark, so it means it's from the Philadelphia Mint, in which 22 million were made. So that's much, much, much more common than the 1916 Denver Mint. So let's get into the mintages and designs of these 1930 ones right here. So 1935. There are actually quite a lot produced. There were 58 million produced at the Philly, 10 million produced at the Denver, and 15 million produced at the San Francisco Mint. So here's my 1935. So first I'm going to talk about the mintages, and then we'll get into how to grade the coin. Now this one right here is actually made at the Philadelphia Mint. The mint mark would have been right there, but for the Philadelphia Mint, those don't have any mint marks on them. So I actually don't have any of the other mints from my 1930s, so I brought in this extra one right here, which is a 1926, to show you where the mint mark would be found. See that right there? The S, that indicates the San Francisco Mint. So that's where you would see the mint mark, except for if it's made at the Philadelphia Mint, because they did not use a mint mark for their Mercury dimes. So let's move right along. 1936. Now, as I showed in the intro, I've got two of these. 1936. This one's a lot more worn than the other one. So 1936, there were 87 million made at the Philly, 16 at the Denver, and 9 million at the old San Francisco. So this is a 1936 as well. See, it's got some kind of orangey gunk to it. That could probably be cleaned, but I don't want to clean it at the moment and try and risk damaging the coin. So it's also missing a kind of a chunk right at the top there. That's not going to increase the value of the coin much. And this one right here is the 1939. So just wanted to add, the winged Liberty head was the original design of the coin. People later changed it to be nickname it the Mercury dime. That's after the Mercury god, the god named Mercury, and the Mercury god was the god of financial gain. He would also wear kind of like this winged cap. So that kind of looks like the winged Liberty head that's on the obverse of the coin. So here is the 1939. There were also quite a lot of these made in 1939. There were 67 million made at the Philly, 24 million made at the Denver, and 10 million at the San Francisco Mint. So now that I kind of showed off all these coins right here, I want to get into how to grade the coin and what to look at. So there are kind of many grading systems, but before you get to the mint state levels that you'd see on common valuable coins graded by PCGS or NGC, there are levels that are kind of start with AG, which is kind of a about good coin. There's a good coin, very good coin, There's a fine coin, extremely fine coin. So those are the levels that I'm going to be grading this on. So it starts off when you're grading these looking at the reverse. So this is the obverse of the coin. And it's not really going to wear out too much until you get up to the extremely fine levels. On the obverse, you'll see the Winged Liberty head. And once you get up to the extremely fine states, you'll see a lot more details right there. You also see the W located right there. So that W is the last name of the artist who designed the coin. I believe his last name was Wyman. But starting off, we're going to look at the reverse of the coin. Now, a common word you'll see when describing the state of the reverse is the facies. Now, the facies is the definition of it, I had to look it up, is a rock formation. So what's referred to in determining the value of this is the facies right here. And as you can see, it's got columns running down it. So in the AG about good condition, there's a lot of wear and tear. So that's probably this one down here at the bottom left. A good coin is going to have a little less wear and tear, so that could be maybe one of these two right here. A very good coin is going to have about half of the sticks showing, the details on half of the sticks showing, so that could be kind of like this one right here. And the facies is discernible, so you can see kind of the different columns. Now I think this one up here might meet the definition of fine. The definition of fine is all sticks and facies, all bands are all sticks and facies, and all the bands, you can see them. So you can see almost all, you can see all the sticks pretty easily. You can see the facies going up and down, and you can see that there are bands. There's a top band right here, middle, and then a bottom band. Now what makes a Mercury Dime extremely fine, which I don't think I have any here, is when there's only slight wear on the diagonal bands. So that's the diagonal bands going over there. So a extremely fine is only going to have slight wear on those, and then the extremely fine gets into the details on the obverse of the coin. Previous to extremely fine, you don't even really need to look at the obverse because all the wear and tear is going to be on the reverse. Now on the obverse of the coin for the extremely fine coins, you're going to want to see some details in the hair up here. So this is kind of like the hair is braided. So for extremely fine, you can actually make out the braids of the hair that are running along here. Now, unfortunately, I don't think this would really meet the definition of extremely fine based on the obverse. So it's probably somewhere in between fine and, a high-level fine coin. So you'll see when people are talking about these ratings on of their coins, you might hear them say something like VG8, F12. So amongst the AGG, VG, F, and EF definitions, there are subcategories to that. So you might have a F, 1, F2, F3, and then it could go all the way up to like F12. So this is this one right here, the one I have that's in the best condition, is probably a high F12, but probably would not make the definition of extremely fine just based on the braids on the obverse of the coin. So I know that's kind of like a amateur review, but I think that might be helpful for a lot of people that do watch my coin videos. If you're interested, you can always get your coin officially graded by NGCS or NGC or PCGS. Now those gradings are going to cost you money, so for now I'm taking an amateur approach at grading them. And then if I have one that's in really, really great shape, I could then pay to get it formally graded by a professional. So I also wanted to point out we have a 1939 Mercury Dime right here. 1939 is also a key date. Uh, well, a key date for to know for Jefferson nickels, because 1939 was the first year that the Jefferson nickel came out. So I've got another video about that, as well as the 1938 Buffalo nickel, which was the last year that they had the Buffalo. So that was kind of a transition year from 38 to 39. It's always cool to find those coins, as they're kind of more susceptible to errors. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're into coin collecting, please do like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share it with your friends if you know that they're into coin collecting as well. And check out some of the other videos on my channel. Alright everyone, this is Dylan from Big D Coins signing off. Hopefully you have a great day. Take care everyone. Bye.